When future Trunks first arrived, one of the biggest questions fans had was simple. Who was stronger, the Super Saiyan who defeated Frieza on Namek, or the mysterious warrior who took him down in a single swing? At first glance, Trunks looked like the obvious winner. He shows up, transformed into a Super Saiyan without hesitation, and completely annihilates both Frieza and King Cold, something Goku himself struggled to do months earlier. But there's a lot more going on here than just raw power. See, by the time Trunks arrived, Goku had trained for nearly a year after leaving Namek, mastering his Super Saiyan state and learning advanced ki control from the Yardrats. However, not fully mastering it, of course, but being able to go in and out of the form at will. This means that the Goku Trunks meets isn't the exact one who fought Frieza. He's far stronger, calmer, and in more control. So the question becomes, if these two Super Saiyans actually fought, with both of them going all out, would Trunks' future hardened edge give him the win? Or would Goku's mastery and raw experience as the original Super Saiyan push him ahead? If you enjoy conversations like this and want to take part in deeper Dragon Ball discussions, I highly encourage you to join the Dragon Ball HQ Discord server, link below in the description. We'll be diving into this topic and more over there. Now, without further delay, let's begin. Let's start by addressing the most important factor. Future Trunks wasn't raised in a world of tournaments and training sessions. He was raised in a war zone. In the history of Trunks Special, we're shown a bleak timeline where Goku dies to the heart virus and the rest of Earth's defenders, Vegeta, Piccolo, Yamcha, Tien, and even Krillin, are all wiped out by the androids. This means Trunks grows up in a reality where not only is Goku's influence absent, but so is proper training infrastructure, forcing him to rely solely on future Gohan, who himself is constantly on the run and battle damaged. Despite this setback, Trunks manages to become a fully fledged Super Saiyan, something that only a handful of characters in the main timeline had even achieved by this point. This alone tells us quite a bit. In the main timeline, Vegeta needed to train under 450 times Earth gravity and suffer immense emotional frustration before assessing Super Saiyan. Trunks achieves it under stress from sheer emotional trauma and does so without Saiyan-tailored equipment or formal ki control instruction. That suggests he had the latent potential to achieve greatness regardless of circumstance, further reinforced by how quickly he's able to adapt and spar with both Goku and Vegeta upon arriving in the main timeline. Now, from a direct power angle, Trunks' performance against Mega Frieza and King Cold cannot be understated. Mega Frieza was stated to be stronger than ever, implying that he had surpassed his Namek self, likely even above 100% Final Form Frieza, who pushed Goku to Super Saiyan on Namek. Yet Trunks casually slices through him mid-sentence, no effort, no warm-up. Not only that, but he vaporizes King Cold, who, while never showing his full power, was confident he could use Trunks' own sword to beat him, implying some significant strength. Goku's body gets beat up while Ginyu controls it. During the Ginyu encounter, Goku's body takes severe damage after Captain Ginyu swaps bodies with him. Following the ordeal, Goku is placed into a healing pod to recover. While he's healing, Krillin remarks that Goku has always grown stronger after enduring intense battles, a reference to his earlier days as a child. This ties directly to the Saiyan ability to experience massive power boosts after near-death experiences, making the concept of Goku's Zenkai boost even more consistent within the story. After recovering, Goku's battle power skyrockets from 90,000 to an incredible 3 million, making a 33-fold increase. This new level of strength is so immense that Goku can momentarily pressure Final Form Frieza, an extraordinary feat considering Frieza himself claims that only his parents had ever come close to his power before. The Daizenshu even describes this version of Frieza as possessing immeasurable dormant power. One scene perfectly demonstrates that. Frieza, with his telekinetic ability, lifts and hurls an entire island at Goku. Despite the sheer mass, Goku manages to catch it, though he struggles to stop it completely. When Frieza begins fighting seriously at 50% power, his strength reaches 60 million, effortlessly overpowering Kaioken times 10 Goku. To put this in perspective, Kaioken times 10 Goku is already over 300 times stronger than the version who fought Ginyu, a version fast enough to blitz opponents capable of deflecting planet-destroying blasts, yet Frieza handles him with ease. In the anime, it's even shown that Frieza doesn't need more than a third of his power to overwhelm Goku's Kaioken times 10. This checks out mathematically since 1/3 of Frieza's full power would be about 40 million, while Goku at Kaioken times 10 sits at around 30 million. It explains why Goku can endure some hits but can't gain the upper end. When Goku pushes to Kaioken times 20, he finally becomes somewhat comparable to Frieza at 50%. Their energy clash, Goku's Kamehameha against Frieza's energy counter, shows that Frieza must actually have exerted some effort to stop Goku's attack with one hand. Still, Goku's stamina begins to falter under the strain of Kaioken times 20, leaving him exhausted. Realizing he can't sustain the form much longer, Goku turns into his last resort, the Spirit Bomb. He gathers an enormous amount of energy from across Namek, noting that if he's not careful, its destructive potential could annihilate the planet itself. He releases it directly at Frieza, and unlike the smaller Spirit Bomb he used against Vegeta in the Saiyan Saga, this one lands a clean hit, nearly killing Frieza outright. But Frieza survives. In rage, he retaliates with merciless fury, targeting one of Goku's friends. Witnessing his friend's death ignites something deep within Goku, triggering his first transformation into a Super Saiyan. This moment marks one of the most iconic turning points in anime history. Nearly every source, including Daizenshu 7, confirms that the Super Saiyan transformation amplifies Goku's power by 50 times his base level, placing his power around 150 million. the number that defines his legendary class with Frieza at full strength. As the legendary battle rages on, Super Saiyan Goku mocks Frieza with a cutting remark, pointing out the irony that the self-proclaimed emperor of the universe can destroy entire planets yet can't defeat a single man.
You can destroy planets, but you can never destroy what I am, friend.
The insult clearly gets under Frieza's skin, provoking him to attempt to destroy Namek out of spite. However, beneath his arrogance, Frieza's pride won't let him end the fight that easily. Deep down, he wants to test himself against the power of the Super Saiyan. Rather than obliterating the planet in one strike, he pretends confusion over why it didn't explode, claiming that he would survive the blast if it came to it. Goku sees right through the act though, and in that brief exchange, both silently acknowledge that Frieza simply wants to keep fighting. In the anime, this confrontation is famously stretched out, becoming one of the longest and most iconic battles in anime history. There's even a moment where Frieza launches Goku into a molten lava using his Nova Strike, seemingly ending the fight. Gohan, watching from afar, believes his father has been killed, only for Goku to rise again after recuperating from the damage. This leads to an impressive, albeit brief scene where Gohan himself faces final form Frieza. The narrator even states that Goku as a Super Saiyan returns from the brink of death during his battle, implying he may have had yet another Zenkai boost mid-fight in the anime version. Whether that's canon or not is up for debate, but it fits with the same biology that has defined Goku's growth since the beginning. Frieza continues to prove why he's regarded as one of the most skilled combatants in the series, even against Super Saiyan Goku, who's potentially stronger now than before. Frieza manages to trade blows impressively for a time, however his stamina begins to wane rapidly. As his energy depletes, Goku's dominance becomes clear. Eventually, the once terrifying Emperor struggles so much that even base Goku can dodge his attacks. A key example of Frieza's precision comes when he uses his Death Saucer, a move that functions like an advanced version of Krillin's Destructo Disc. Frieza can control it remotely, cutting it around the battlefield like it's a guided tracking system, demonstrating incredible key control. But in a cruel twist of fate, his own technique backfires. In his desperation, Frieza miscalculates and attack slices his body in half. Despite everything, however, Goku shows mercy. He offers Frieza some of his energy so he can survive, hoping that this act of kindness might change him. But Frieza's pride remains unbroken. The moment he tries to retaliate, Goku ends it for good, unleashing one of the most legendary finishers in fiction by blasting Frieza into oblivion. It makes perfect sense that Goku could spare energy for Frieza and still have more than enough to destroy him. Even in his base form, Goku could react to Frieza's attack after the Emperor's strength had deteriorated. His ability to dodge the Death Saucer while not transformed also hint that Super Saiyan Goku may have been holding back during later moments of their fight. In the anime's depiction, planet Namek ultimately explodes, the scene dramatized to an almost cosmic scale. The explosion is shown from a galactic perspective, resembling a supernova that lights up the void of space. Some fans debate whether this was meant to be taken literally or symbolically, but if we interpret it literally, it's an astounding feat that Frieza survived such a cataclysmic destruction, raising questions about the sheer density and energy contained within Namek itself. Now, when you break it all down, there's a common misconception that Super Saiyan Trunks was equal in strength to Super Saiyan Goku from the Namek arc. This belief mostly comes from Gohan's statement during Trunks' arrival, where he says Trunks' ki felt like Goku's. But the important detail here is that Gohan was referring to the ki signature, not the raw power. There's ample reason to believe this had more to do with Trunks' Super Saiyan aura and energy field rather than actual comparable strength. Let's break this down. If Trunks were truly as strong as Super Saiyan Goku on Namek, that parity would likely exist in base form as well. If that were the case, the Z-Fighters should have immediately suspected that the mysterious warrior was Goku, but they didn't, even after sensing Trunks' base energy. Why? Because his base form didn't match the strength that Goku displayed on Namek. Now, to those suggesting that Trunks was suppressing himself, you're absolutely right, initially. In fact, his energy was so heavily suppressed that Frieza's scouters recorded a reading of 5, the same as a regular human. But once Trunks defeats the Frieza soldiers, he allows some of his energy to leak out, which Krillin compares to the terrifying power levels of King Cold and Mecha Frieza, stating that another powerful ki has just appeared. Even then, no one assumes that it's Goku. It's only when Trunks transforms into a Super Saiyan that Gohan comments on how the energy feels like Goku's, which makes sense since Gohan is the only one present who's ever felt Goku's Super Saiyan energy firsthand aside from Vegeta, who briefly sensed it in a filler segment after his arrival. This also ties into a broader concept in Dragon Ball, which is individual ki signatures. Each fighter has their own distinct energy, and it's often how characters are recognized from afar. The similarity Gohan senses is likely the quality and feel of the Super Saiyan energy, not the output. Now back to Frieza. As mentioned earlier, Mecha Frieza is confirmed to be stronger than his Namek version. He was confident that his new enhancements would allow him to defeat Goku, but that confidence quickly vanished against Trunks, someone he had absolutely no chance of defeating. So if Trunks in Super Saiyan was casually able to overwhelm a Frieza stronger than the one Goku fought on Namek, then it's safe to say that Super Saiyan Trunks is stronger than Super Saiyan Goku was during the Namek saga. As for Trunks' base form, he likely falls somewhere in between suppressed and full power Mecha Frieza. Personally, I wouldn't go as far as to say base Trunks is stronger than full power Mecha Frieza, but he's certainly not an insane margin off, making the fight between him and Goku not even close in Trunks' favor.